TG Geeks, episode 204, July 14th, 2019. Comedians, nightclubs, and gays. Oh, yay! Hello and welcome to another webcast from tggeeks.com, where Ben and Keith, the two gay geeks, talk about all aspects of geekdom and nerdistry from the nerdistry. Yeah, nerdery. Where did that come?
Nerdistry?
Nerdery. From the geekosphere.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. It's already gone off the rails. Sci-fi, comics, film, horror genre, you name it, we talk about it. I'm Keith Lane, and we're coming to you from TG Squared Studios in lovely Phoenix, Arizona.
And I'm Ben Raggington, coming to you from phlegmatic, phlegmy, because I still have got the cough from you-know-where.
Mr.
Phoenix.
Bile, is it?
Yeah. My friends call me Flam, Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, let's get on with this show.
Prepare for hyperdrive.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Episodes, the two gay geeks are discussing this.
In this episode, we've got Zach Noe Towers, who's got a new series on Deku. And he's the host of this series. So we're going to talk to him about that series. And you may remember him. We talked to him for his
Killer Friends
short film which was just a
phenomenal.
Scream. Absolutely. And we've got our birthday shout outs as always, our featured podcast of the week, and everybody's favorite feedback. Then in the second segment, we're going to give just a few more updates on the website and among other things
to come.
Things to come. Weekly recap, and then, as always, our follow-up items. So we're going to just get right into this interview segment with Zach right now. And this time we welcome back to our show Zach Noe Towers. He's got a brand new series that's called Out on Stage, the series. And what does that actually mean, Zach? Welcome back to the show.
Hey, good to be back. It's so nice to be back.
Yeah. We really enjoyed the last time we talked to you, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So let's talk about this Out on Stage, the series. What the heck is this? I mean, obviously I've read the email, but you need to tell our people that are listening. They don't have crystal balls and they can't read our minds. So, well, at least we don't think most of them can.
Oh my God, I could have taken that to a really unhealthy place.
Out if they can.
Yeah, really.
It's a really great series. It's, to my knowledge, the first of its kind, and it showcases some up-and-coming queer voices in comedy. It's a 6-episode series, 3 comics per episode, each doing like about, I think, an 8-minute set. And it's really great. It's an eclectic group of voices, and it's some real up-and-coming talent from Los Angeles and I guess the West Coast in general. And it's really great. I'm really glad it exists.
Yeah. So how did this, you're the host of this. How did this kind of all come about? I know that we previously, like I said, we talked to you.
And you've been doing stand-up for some time now, too.
For quite a while, but you got your feet wet.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing stand-up for like solid 7 years.
Right.
And so basically, the producers approached me about doing a stand-up special. And I'm not quite at the point in my career where I was ready to do like a full hour. And then their second pitch was this. It was out on stage, basically, and a variety of voices that I would be included with a shorter set, and then I'd also host the series.
Right.
And so that's how it came to be.
Cool. So you got your feet wet. Were you doing stand-up before you moved to LA, or did?
No, I've come up in LA.
Right.
LA's my home city, I guess you'd call it.
Right, for doing stand-up anyway.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then you were doing the stand-up, and then you decided to make this crazy film that was Killer Friends. Oh, my God, what a scream. Oh, my God. I loved that film.
One of the funniest horror comedies imaginable.
Killer Friends it's on YouTube now. Like, it's just up on YouTube if anyone wants to check it out. It's a 10-minute short where a bunch of my friends are trying to kill me because I'm so annoying.
So annoying.
And boy, that's an understatement. That's an understatement.
Okay, easy.
Your character.
Your character, yes. Not you.
Of course. Not me, my character. Yeah, but Killer Friends was great. Killer Friends, what happened because I was so tired of waiting for a part for me to fit a part,
Right.
And so I just wrote it myself, and it did well. It played all over the world. Towards the end of the festival run, festivals were coming to us asking to play it.
Right.
It was a very, very nice feeling.
And it won the Audience Choice Award at Dances with Films. Were we at that?
It won
I thought we were there.
It won, the Audience Award at Dances with Films, and it won Best Short.
Yeah.
So they played, I guess with Dances with Films, that the Best Short and the Best Feature, they put in Lamley Theaters for a 2-week run, so it qualifies for Oscar consideration.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
So I got to see it in theaters, which is really neat.
Yeah. So and then at the same time you were doing that, you were doing another little project that kind of spawned this bigger thing. Weren't you? I know that you had a couple of things in the irons in the fire that kind of became what
Sure.
you're doing now. So tell us about that.
Yeah. Specifically Out on Stage, or I know Out on Stage was in the talks probably since Killer Friends, and then we shot it in October of 2017.
Wow.
Oh wow. So, but
Yeah.
there was. What was the other thing that you were doing? It was a little comedy series. What was that called?
Oh, it might have been Pick Up with my roommate.
Right.
It's a drug or an alcoholic and a sex addict who are best friends, and their relationship exists solely over the phone. So they kind of like talk each other down when they're in crazy situations. And yeah, that's so funny. My roommate actually he's been in Florida for 6 months shooting a new TV show, but it's still a project that we hope to develop and pitch and have made, in like a lengthier format.
Right.
I still think it's got potential.
Was that the Elite Daily Show, or is?
Oh wow, no, that Elite Daily Show is actually where I met that writing partner. And,
right.
co-star. But Elite Daily Show was I think 2 years, 400 episodes.
Oh my God!
I was a part of it was wild. It was an episode Monday through Friday. We shot 2.5 on Tuesday and 2.5 on Thursday. And it was fast paced, man. That was such a great learning experience for me.
I was going to say it's a great way to kind of cut your teeth in the business, I would think.
Oh yeah, and that show was it was like a millennial variety show of sorts. We interviewed celebrities, we did sketches, and we did kind of listicles and BuzzFeed things. So it was hosting, it was interviews, it was comedy acting, comedy writing. It was so much content. And yeah, I really got I learned how to, I can nail a teleprompter now, and it's all thanks to Elite Daily.
Yeah. So with that and all of this, you kind of came to the attention of the folks that are producing the Comedy Dynamics and Deco Productions, is that correct?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. through stand-up and Elite Daily and just, meeting people. It's
Right.
so interesting. Being a stand-up in LA, you never know who you're performing for. Every show
Exactly.
is kind of a showcase.
Right.
And then the right person sees you, then you get booked on a cruise, or you get booked on, a college tour, or opening for a bigger comic. So it's very exciting to be a stand-up in a city like LA, because there is truly lots of opportunity around every corner.
Exactly. Well, we're just waiting for the right person to hear our show.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so airwaves hard. Well, you guys are self-produced. Do you produce the episodes yourself?
Yes,
we certainly do. We do it all, and
We
it
do it all.
and it all comes out of our own pocket.
Yes, that's we still have day jobs.
Yeah, we still have gay jobs. Or day job.
There's nothing gay about my job.
Gay jobs, yeah.
I only wish.
I've had a few gay jobs in my life.
You got a few gay jobs in your life, did you say?
Always. I'll always have a gay job on the side.
And on that note,
Anyway.
So going back to this show, how did you fall into the position of being a producer? And for this particular show, what exactly does that entail?
So my producer credit came in because they needed a master list of potential talent to cast from. And because I've come up in LA, I was able to provide a really lengthy list of gay men. So originally the show was for Deku, and their audience is gay men. So originally the series was going to be all gay men. And then very much so at the last minute, they were like, you know what, we absolutely should have some lesbian voices or some female voices. And so at the very last minute, they cast some women as well. But I was able to provide just this list of kind of a who's who in the queer comedy scene in LA. And then they, cast from there. But it felt good because it felt like I got to take what would have been just an opportunity for myself and kind of divvy it up and hand out pieces to other very deserving, queer voices.
Cool. So I noticed that in the first episode that we watched, that you mentioned that your mother had been visiting, and how is your family and all of that going?
Oh, they're great. My family has always been wonderfully supportive of me.
Right.
I think I joked that my mom's a lesbian, which is so funny. She flew 2,000 miles for me to call her a lesbian,
Yeah.
on the taping of this. Forever, immortalized as the lesbian mom. But she's sweet. She's so sweet. I've always said my parents' only crime is loving me too much.
Right. Well, I wouldn't
they're wonderful. What?
I wouldn't have asked if I didn't know that they were not supportive. So.
Oh yeah,
that would have been awkward.
Oh well, we don't talk.
To the conversation.
Yeah.
No, but they're great. I actually just spent 9 days in St. Louis, Missouri. That's where I grew up. I spent 9 days there for Christmas and gained about 46 pounds. But
Exactly.
other than that,
Yeah, welcome to the rest of the world.
Exactly.
oh man, we're just. Other cities are not set up for success like LA is when it comes to diet and exercise. I tell you what.
Yep.
Maybe that's why we're failing so badly. We're in Phoenix.
And we just went to Disney World.
You are a bit landlocked in Phoenix.
Yeah, I think we have to kind of go to LA. Maybe that's the only way to lose weight.
Yeah. Certainly not what we did at the holidays.
Not in Florida.
We went to Disney World, and then we went on a Disney cruise, and of course, it's just food. Jeez.
Cruises are just they're floating buffets.
They are.
They are.
Even if you don't like what's being served at the restaurant, we had a buffet dinner one night. I mean, burgers and pizza. I was like, oh wow, this is bit of paradise right here. But wow, does my waistline show for it?
It's hard to stop when you have a bucket full of shrimp and bacon in front of you. It's like I'm losing money if I don't eat as much as I can.
Exactly. So What is there's only 6 episodes in this series currently at the Out on Stage that's being released?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
And what are the specifics on that? It's being produced, and where can it be found?
That there's going to be more episodes, or that the setup for it is 3 comics per episode, 18 comics in the first series, or the first season. I haven't heard about a season 2 yet, though it would be. I think the world deserves it.
Right. Well, I meant when is it released, and where?
Yeah, when is it supposed to be premiere?
Where can people find it?
Oh, so as far as I know, well, this is the crazy part. Out on Stage also exists as a feature film. Did you guys know this?
No.
Yes, actually, I did. I did find it. I just found that out a moment ago.
Oh my.
Yeah. So this is so funny. After all this happened, they contacted me and they said, "Okay, we're going to take your stand-up out. We're going to reshoot you doing interviews with people on the streets of West Hollywood, and we're going to chunk up everyone else's sets, so it's a variety of 90 minutes of comedy."
Wow.
And they did a Fathom event, so it was in theaters one night across the country. I think it was like 250 theaters across America in mid-July. And now that the feature version of Out on Stage exists, I think on iTunes or wherever you can like buy or download a movie. Mm-hmm. And then the series was released on Pluto TV, I believe, last month, and it'll be streaming on Deku towards the end of this month.
Yeah, January 17th, I think is.
That's what the email says.
Correct.
That's what the email says. So didn't mean to throw you a wrench there. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Cut you off a little off guard. Yeah, so
Yeah.
once that gets released, let's hope that it does well enough that they say, let's do another.
Well, it would be kind of nice
Right?
because, one of the things that I was noticing, I was really appreciating the fact that it exists, because I remember right at the time that I came out, I remember,
was 100 years ago.
It was. I mean, back when I had to climb the stupid mountain in the snow. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm older than dinosaurs. Back at that time, I remember when HBO did a special on the first out gay comic. I mean, and that made headlines all over the place.
Wow.
And I'm talking,
You weren't even
96.
born yet.
No, you weren't. No, I don't even think your dad had made sperm for you yet.
Wait. Can we get a year? Give me a year.
96.
90 what?
96.
Oh my God, I was so barely alive.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool that they even had that special in 96. It's funny that it was like on the first gay comic or whatever, but it is time for queer voices to be, heard loud and clear.
Absolutely.
Yeah, without any kind of confusion either. Like I said, this kind of show, I think, really serves sort of a great purpose, because something that is very universal is humor. We can all laugh at something silly, something ridiculous, a funny story or a joke that somebody is sharing with us. Humor can kind of bring us all together. And to have a show like this that recognizes, here are these 18 comics, they're all out. There's no hiding it. There's no secrets involved in any of this. And I think this really serves a great purpose. And I would hope that this would be, embraced by the LGBTQ community and beyond. Even I'd like to see everybody kind of take a look at this and say, there's some good talent out here. This kind of stuff is funny. Maybe we should pay more attention to it.
Absolutely.
Because there are enough queer comics. I mean, this is 18 of basically LA's queer comics. There are queer comics all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can expand their search, and like maybe even do the next season in New York. Like, there's so many voices that are funny enough and talented enough to be raised, on this platform.
How about Out on Stage, the Bible Belt comics?
Oh
Why
my
not?
gosh.
Can you find 2 or 3, maybe?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. I was going to say that we've kind of become recently accidental activists, and we're trying to do more LGBTQITSGH, whatever.
LMNOP.
LMNOP. Have you ever seen an LMNOP? Anyway. So it's really good that we could talk to you about, being out, and I mean that we're trying to do more content that surrounds the LGBTQ community. And thank you for being with us and explaining this and doing all of that stuff and being out yourself and, out loud and proud and out on stage.
Yeah. So
heck yeah.
So you said you've already done this show. You filmed it all in 2017. What are you currently working on at this time?
Oh man, you guys, I had a really good end of 2018. I filmed a new series for E that'll be airing starting January 21st.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's called Dating No Filter, and that's gonna be it's 4 nights a week on E.
Wow.
So Monday through Thursday, and then I shot an episode of Dear White People. So season 3 of Dear White People on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then I sold my first feature film. So,
tell us.
It's a horror comedy about gay men getting murdered on Grindr.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's a little scary. I mean, I appreciate the fact that we're going to take something that I mean, this kind of thing has been happening. So
sure,
but
it is a comedy slasher. It's like in the same vein as Happy Death Day or Scream.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a vibrant, funny horror film.
Cool.
So what's the okay? So
did you just sell the script, or are you going to be involved?
Well, it's been optioned now, so now we just pray that it goes into development.
Right.
But it's been optioned for the next year.
Oh, cool.
And they're trying to find a director for it right now.
Oh, cool.
Well, the neat thing about all the different individual, independent services that are out there, not to mention the fact that independent film festivals are just really becoming quite vogue these days. I think there's a great, it'd be really wonderful to see this project come to light.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't fall into development hell.
Oh yeah, I know. That's the worst thing. Yeah, we've known too many people we know have their projects have gone into that that development purgatory, and so we'll keep our fingers crossed.
It's not quite hell yet, but
no, but it's definitely limbo.
I hope so too. If not, there will be others.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and if they've only optioned it for a year, then you can always turn around, and
yeah. Oh yeah.
Move someplace else with that.
All good things.
So with everything that you've been doing, and holy cow, you have been busy. How can people learn more about what you're doing? Because I think people would really enjoy everything that you're kind of working on at this present time. So where can they find out everything that you're doing? I mean, do you have a website or any kind of social media presence? Be it Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc.
I would love for everyone to follow me on Twitter or Instagram. Both of those, it's Zach Noe Towers, ZACHNOETOWERS. My website's also ZachNoeTowers.com. I have lots of stuff on YouTube, just, YouTube Zach Noe Towers. And just sit back, relax, have a laugh, have a giggle, and stay close.
So we're at the age that we have to refer to it as the Facebook and the Twitter.
We are? When did that happen?
News to him.
I haven't seen the PR on that one yet. I haven't seen the press release.
Anyway, so it's really great to talk to you again.
And to hear about everything that you're doing.
Absolutely.
That's exciting.
And congratulations on everything that you've done.
Yeah, especially this movie. Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I would love to see that happen.
So, yeah.
Oh, you and me, yeah.
And, well, thanks for being on the show with us this time, Zach.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate you guys.
Hi, I'm Patricia Chica, director, producer, and here you are listening to my favorite podcast, The Two Gay Geeks. Oh, yeah.
And thank you, Patricia. That was great. She's actually a little thing that we have to talk about. She's going to represent us at
Sundance.
Slam Dance.
Slam Dance, which is running at the same time as Sundance.
Running at the same time as Sundance. So she's going to be up there. She was going to be up there. And
what is Slam Dance?
It's a film. They say it's a film festival for filmmakers by filmmakers. So where Sundance is all over the board, they Slam Dance has said there are for filmmakers by filmmakers. So whatever that means. But we got an invitation for press credentials and to apply for that. And I'd sent that out to her, and she had originally said that she wasn't going to go up there. But
now
she's had an opportunity
to go there now. So
and she said she would love to be representing us. So we're going to do some things online with that, but we'll also have her on here in a couple of weeks. So this is our birthday music. So we'll talk about birthdays now. Here are a few selected birthdays for January 14th through January 20th, 2018. We missed somebody on the last go-round, and I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Rosemary Enlow. She's the daughter of Megan Enlow, who is the administrator of Podcast Community on Facebook.
Oh.
So happy birthday, Rosemary. Sorry we missed you. January 14th, Grant Gustin.
Flash! Wrong Flash.
Oh, yeah, wrong Flash. Dave Grohl. Faye Dunaway, who
they've done away with Faye.
I think I was just thinking about that. Did she become so toxic after Mommy Dearest?
Mommy Dearest? Yeah, they done away with Faye after that. Yeah, she relished playing the part at the time, but she feels that was a career killer.
Wow, it's amazing. And then also on January 14th, William Whipple, who was Mr. Whipple's great-great-grandfather, I think.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. The Sherman guy?
Yeah.
Actually, William Whipple was a signer of the Declaration of Independence. He was from New Hampshire.
So he could have been his great-great-grandfather.
You never know.
Great-great-grandfather.
Some greats. Or however. Anyway. Friends of ours on January 14th, Jack Mangan, Anthony Ecclesi, Billy Zayak, Terry Goodpaster Hayes, who is a high school classmate of mine.
Oh.
An interesting story that very first day of senior year of high school, you had to kind of get on the freeway, or it wasn't a freeway per se, but it was a big 4-lane highway going either way, or 2 lanes going either way. And she was on the on-ramp in front of me in her little Volkswagen Bug, and I was right behind her in my tank, the 64 Galaxy 500.
Oh my God, it's a barge.
And I was looking back to see the traffic, and I heard her engine rev, so I put my foot on the gas, and she stopped, and I didn't. So I rear-ended her. Very first day of senior year of high school.
Wow.
I destroyed her car. Sorry, Terry.
I don't think a VW Bug can stand up against a land barge.
Well, not in the back.
No.
Anyway, and also on January 14th, B.J. Johnston, a friend of ours. January 15th, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Aristotle Onassis, who seemed to attract powerful women. He was a powerful man, but he attracted powerful women too. So also on January 15th, Edward Teller and Charo. And I said in my little review of Pee-wee's holiday adventure that Charo was on there. I didn't realize that she was a very good talented
She's
flamenco.
a flamenco guitarist,
Yeah, it's interesting. Also on January 15th, Tim Shaw.
Not
Tim. Tim Shaw, who
Shaw
actually is a radio announcer in the BBC. In the UK. So interesting.
Okay, so
I wonder if they really used that.
That was now deliberate for the Doctor Who episode.
You never know. January 16th, Lin-Manuel Miranda and Ethel Merman. John Carpenter. Anything about John Carpenter?
Well, except that we're watching Big Trouble in Little China again.
Yeah, exactly. And yes, it is time to introduce children to Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
And that's for a shout out for Tom Levine. He was introducing his young offspring to Big Trouble in Little China.
Son, it's now time.
Yes. January 17th, Muhammad Ali, Betty White, Benjamin Franklin, James Earl Jones.
Oh, wow, that was really good. Yeah, he did the breathing, sure.
Yes. And Eartha Kitt.
Oh, wow. Now we need to watch...
good
grief.
Emperor's New Groove.
Just for
Why
her.
do we have that lever?
Wrong lever!
Why do we even have that lever? And Naveen Andrews, who was in Sense8, among other things, and Sherry Lewis.
You know she was Jerry Lewis's sister?
Wife.
Wife?
It's a fact.
No. I thought it was sister.
No, it's a wife, I think he says. Anyway, that's from the Thanksgiving episode of...
Interesting that should come up.
Yeah, exactly. January 18th, Dave Bautista.
Who's now just been cast in the new Dune movie.
Yeah.
Done by Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, and Cary Grant. Danny Kaye, A.A. Milne, who is the author of the...
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
I mean, we just saw Christopher Robin the other night.
Yeah, it was a good film. And also on January 18th, good friend Scott Linder and Aaron Williams and Larry Nemechek, Dr. Trek. Happy birthday to y'all.
There's a fun story about that.
Yeah. January 19th, Janis Joplin, Edgar Allan Poe, Gene Stapleton.
And she really is related to the late Maureen Stapleton. They were sisters.
Yeah, but Gene Stapleton was Edith.
Edith Bunker.
Edith Bunker.
She.
Yeah.
And All in the Family.
Yep. Paul Cezanne, Natalie Kay, Tippi Hedren on January 19th. Michael Crawford, Michael Hickerson, a good friend of ours, and Tim Pratt. January 20th, Buzz Aldrin, David Lynch. It's interesting that we were just talking about Dune and Dave Bautista.
Yeah, he was the first attempt at doing a Dune film. David Lynch.
And then Alan Smithee did the same film. So
yeah, imagine that. Same film except with more.
Yeah. George Burns, Federico Fellini.
Now, I would love to see Fellini have done a Dune film.
Oh, my Lord.
That would have been... Oh, yes. Actually, we already have that. That was... It was
Jodorowsky.
Yeah. Jodorowsky, Fellini, it would have been the same.
Yeah, exactly. Also on January 20th, Patricia Neal, who is famed for...
well, she was in the pilot that starred the Waltons.
Right, but she was
also Roald Dahl's wife.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, for a time. They were married.
But she was also in Day the Earth Stood Still.
That's right.
Yeah, and also on January 20th, Tom Baker, who is probably one of my favorite doctors.
He's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Not my absolute favorite, but he's certainly in like the top 13 or 14.
Thank you so much. And good friend of ours, Hannibal Taboo. Thank you, or happy birthday to you. And thanks to everybody for having birthdays in January around mine. Mm-hmm. And that's it for the birthdays this time.
The Red Legion took away our home. Dominus Gaul has stolen our light. But from the ashes, a fire team of guardians rise to...
Oh! Guardian down.
Wait. Who was that?
Titan, no jump good.
This is Happy Hour from the Tower. I'm T.
I'm Nick. I'm Brandon.
And we're going to talk about all things Destiny. Why we play.
Why we love punching aliens in the face. And why T's aim needs a little bit of work.
Have you got that? Say you've got it. Say something.
A podcast for players of all levels. Find Happy Hour from the Tower on iTunes, Stitcher, or at happyhourfromthetower.com. Eyes up, Guardian. Time to give up the ghost. It's Happy Hour from the Tower. First round's on us.
Go give a listen to our friends T and Company over at Happy Hour from the Tower. And now, it's time for that always wonderful... I never get tired of this one.
I can tell.
I like this one. It's the one that hasn't been replaced, right?
Right. It's the one piece of music that still sticks around. So, starting with episode 196, got a comment from Hamish Downey. And this we were interviewing Alexander Rodriguez, and he says, such an interesting talk today. I wish his show well. Hopefully the two of you can be guests in the future, meaning on his show. Maybe. And now we're doing a lot of catch-up on a lot of the holiday content we posted.
Oh, my Lord.
So this is regarding how there is nothing special about the holiday Star Wars special. Got a comment from Craig Stepp, and he says, I disagree. I think it is special because it is the Star Wars that everyone can pretty much agree on that it is terrible. It is the Star Wars that brought us all together. Meaning the one thing that we can all agree on.
Exactly.
And got a comment from Darren Reynolds, says, I don't know, the Boba Fett cartoon is pretty cool, and I love the makeup on Mark Hamill. Super cute. He looked like a bad drag queen. And then got a comment from Hamish Downey. He says, Bruce Valanche is responsible for this. Well, that explains B. Arthur. And then we got a comment. Actually, this is in regards to Happy Thanksgiving. Please take care of yourself. And the only reason I brought this up, the holidays can be a very difficult time, and we always like to run ads for the Trevor Project and now for Trans Life. And the holidays can be a very depressing time. So Keith ran a little article about how important it is that everybody takes care of themselves during the holidays. And got a comment from my friend John Eisen. He says, Happy Thanksgiving. Got a comment from Corey Nelson. She says, Happy Thanksgiving to you both as well. And then one from Carol Chernich, and she says, thank you, and the same to you. And then, interestingly enough, we got a comment about the article, Mad About You, Giblets for Murray. I did a story, or I ran an article about that particular Thanksgiving episode, one of the funniest that we've ever watched. And got a comment from Jennifer Kapesh. She's a friend of mine I went to high school with. She says, we watch this every year, and we always manage to slip a line or two into the day. It's funny because it's true. Tonight, we watched it after the grandparents left. First time my son and his wife have seen it before their time, and they laughed as hard as we did. And then Ro, she did an article for a movie called At Eternity's Gates, a biopic through the artist's lens. And I got a comment from Hamish Down. He says, fun fact, I wrote a treatment for a horror film I wanted to call At Eternity's Gates.
Interesting.
And then lastly, this is in regards to episode 197, and we mentioned these three people either in birthdays or in feedback. First from Jessica Marino, she says, aw, thanks, guys. And then from Linda Reese, she says, thanks, chaps. And our good friend Neil Halford says, love me some geeks. And that is our feedback for this week.
And if you want to leave us a comment, or you have some comments or thoughts about an episode or an article or anything that we publish on tggeeks.com, you can do that at tggeeks.com, where at the bottom of each article and each episode there is a place to comment. Also on Facebook and Twitter, as well as Instagram and YouTube. And we also have a listener feedback line. If you want to call us and leave us a voicemail like we had last week from Corey Nelson, yay, you can call and we'll play it on air. 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. And remember, always, please play nice.
Yeah, baby. They're like two gay geeks. They're together, you know. They're two gay guys and they're geeks. Is that okay?
Yeah. Oh, wow. How abrupt. So we got a few things to talk about in our second segment. We want to talk about Arkle Studios. He's got a trailer for the Season 3 of his shameless cash grab.
Yeah, you should check that out. It's a video of him, and he rarely does videos of himself. He usually does other things, but it's a video of Brian, and he talks about the new upcoming season of Shameless Cash Grab. Yes, Shameless Cash Grab. Gosh, I am just in a...
It sounded like you were going to say a Seamus cat grab.
Yeah, whatever. We had Nerdistry.
Yeah.
Now we got Seamus Cash Grab,
Far
Cat
out.
Grab, and oh my God, how can I mangle something else? But check
Let's
it out,
find out.
on YouTube at Arkle Studios.
Yes.
And that's all one word.
Yeah, Arkle Studios, yes.
Yeah.
And also... there was just an announcement.
Absolutely. As of today... Hopefully, the emails will have gone out by the time you listen to this. Arizona Opera is announcing the 2019-2020 season, and we'll let you see
find
that.
Out for yourself.
Check it out
about
at arizonaopera.org, and also look for those emails if you're a subscriber to their website.
Do you want to give a little spoiler?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, not about the season, about next week's episode.
Oh, next week? Yeah, absolutely. Next week we have Joe Spector. So
from Arizona Opera.
From Arizona Opera. He's the Grand Haim Nagus of Arizona Opera. So check it out. It's a really great interview.
Wow, that was awesome.
Yeah. And we've got we have been doing some additional tweaking to the website.
I mean, there was the big rollout of the new format at the beginning of the year, but it's continuing to get a little tweak here and a little tweak there.
Yeah, so we're trying to make it a little more accessible to everybody.
A little more readable, and I think as of now, it looks a heck of a lot better. And I like the organization of the main, the splash page.
Yeah.
When you first land on tggeeks.com, I love the organization about that. I think it looks so much better. It's easier to find things, especially if you realize.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's not just in sequential order. I mean,
right.
There are categories. Everything, depending on where you are on the page, will tell you what kind of story you're looking at. So I think it makes it a lot more. It makes it more fun, I think, just to peruse the page.
Yeah, we've got things segmented down into different pieces. We've got the website that's featured, or the webcast, our podcast that's featured, prominently, since that's our main thing that we do, as well as different segments for TV and film and new releases and, books and reviews, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's kind of easier to look at. Plus we have the menu, so that helps too. But check it out. Keep letting us know if you have any comments or questions about the website. We'll be glad to take those into consideration. And we're always, always, always on the lookout for additional content providers. So if you have a hankering to write about something, or if you specifically have a niche that you can write about, games, hint,
Please.
hint, the gaming industry or any type of gaming, we certainly could use that content. That would be a wonderful thing. Please contact us through the contact page, and we'll get back to you. That we always need more people providing content, so we don't have to write everything on the website.
Right. And speaking of content on the website, we're going to be doing more reviews of streaming content.
Yeah.
I mean, since we've cut the cord, we've actually started subscribing to a whole slew of streaming services.
My God.
And the things that we are finding out there are unreal.
And it's still cheaper than having cable.
No kidding. Recently subscribed to Here TV, as well as Deku. Excuse me. And finding some amazing stuff there.
Yeah. The Here TV and Deku are, I think it was Deku that has Zach.
That's got his new series.
Right.
They've got that there.
Yep.
And I just watched on Here TV, I saw an amazing detective series, first part of a detective series. So, yeah, I really am looking forward to being able to do some reviews on a lot of the content that is there. Amazon Prime's got some really good LGBT content. Not just LGBT, but just some really great original stuff. Netflix is going wild on their original content now.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff to look at there. So we'll be doing definitely more reviews on the streaming services.
Yeah, and hopefully, we have other people that are going to be providing content for that too. Stuff that they are interested in that is certainly different than ours. So that's what we've got coming up in the near future. I'm just looking to continue to grow and provide more content for you, our listeners, as well as our viewers of the website. And we want to introduce something new that, as a public service announcement, in addition to the Trevor Project that we're going to play here in just a moment, there's a new Trans Lifeline, and I didn't realize that this had already been in existence for an entire year when I saw the post on Facebook. The Trans Lifeline, it's the hotline, and in the U.S. it's 877-565-8860, and in Canada it's 877-330-6366. It's translifeline.org. If you are trans or questioning and you are in crisis, please call them.
I'm Daniel Radcliffe, and I believe that reaching out for help is the bravest thing a person can do. If you are struggling and need support, call the Trevor Lifeline at 1-866-488-7386. It's free and confidential, and trained counsellors are there to listen 24/7 without judgment. To learn more about the Trevor Project's life-saving work for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or questioning young people, go to thetrevorproject.org.
And now, the weekly review.
Things that we published during this last week.
Things that maybe you have missed.
So starting with Sunday, January 6th, there was issue number 30 of Dr. Zombie, Monster Family Physician. 30!
That's over half a year.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's great content. And I just want to say, I look at it every Sunday when it comes out, it's getting funnier and funnier.
Oh, Tommy is
really cranking out some
on a roll.
I mean, at most it's like one panel, two panel kind of thing, but the humor there is getting really sophisticated.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And as of this recording, today is his birthday. Happy birthday again.
Happy birthday,
Tommy. In the past.
Right.
When this is released.
Is it?
I'll shut up now.
Okay. Monday, January 7th, we had episode 203 of the TG Geeks.
Yay.
And then on Tuesday, Ben's Breakdown. That's what we're calling my reviews now.
Yeah.
Ben's Breakdown of Season 1 thoughts on the DC Universe series Titans. And then on Wednesday, January 9th, Jeannie Koch had a double hitter on this one.
Yeah.
It was The Awful Truth and My Favorite Wife under her Old Classics Newly Review column.
When I put the little featured image up there with the Awful Truth and the My Favorite Wife, I called it Awful Wife.
Oh, I'm thinking The Awful Truth of My Favorite Wife.
No, I called it Awful Wife.
Okay.
Anyway.
So then on Thursday, January 10th, another Ben's Breakdown is a series review of Timeless. We finally got a chance to watch the wrap-up of that series that we've loved so much.
Yeah.
And then Ro had a trailer that she ran on our website, Little, the TV, a movie called Little aims to fill some big shoes. And then also Ro ran an article coming to Netflix, Leigh Bardugo's Grishaverse. And then on...
Stop your whining.
Actually, it sounded more like Yoda. And then on Friday, January 11th, issue number 45 of New Sushi, Morsels of News
We're
from Japan.
approaching
That's
a
almost
year
a year
on
now.
that. Oh, my gosh.
Yes. And then Keith did a little review about how Zachary Wheeler releases a Max and the Multiverse short.
And if you're listening to this early, please go out to Amazon and search for Zachary Wheeler, C-A-C-H-R-Y.
Wow.
Wheeler, and it's called the Item of Ultimate Importance.
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, monumental importance.
Monumental, that's it.
It's free right now. It's a short story. It takes place in the Max universe.
Between books 1 and 2.
Yeah, so check it out. It's free. It's a quick read.
Very quick read.
It is hilarious.
It's bizarre. It's so wacky.
Yeah.
And then closing off the week on January 12th, There was another article from Jeannie Koch. She gave her 3-episode thoughts on the new ABC series, The Rookie.
Yeah, we've been holding on to that for a while just because the holidays kind of interfered.
Took precedence.
And hopefully, I was supposed to have a new restaurant review, but it was a busy week at work and didn't get to it. But it was going to be my debut of Keith's Corner.
Oh, is that what you're calling it?
With a K, yeah.
Clever. And I said clever with a K.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can find all of this stuff at tggeeks.com, as well as entries on our Facebook. Please visit and comment on those things. And as a follow-up item, please check out our restaurant reviews. It's a new category, a relatively new category. I've done
Not so new anymore.
A few restaurant reviews. Jeannie has a few reviews out there, so check them out. We both enjoy food. And we're huge supporters of independent creators, whether they are filmmakers, comic book artists, writers, or other. Please buy their stuff. If you see them at a con, have cash for them, because they really, that stuff comes out of their pocket, and they don't need that extra 2 to 5% that they would pay for a credit card.
Right.
So please consider paying cash, and please consider supporting independent creators.
Special shout out to the Human Arkle, Brian Weber. We talked a little bit about his Arkle Studios, but he also has the Arkle Times Post-Dispatch news that he publishes on Twitter. And we mention that because it republishes our content on a regular basis. And you can find the Arkle Times Post-Dispatch news by finding him on Twitter. He is at Arkle, A-R-K-L-E. And one more time, he has the Shameless Cash Grab on YouTube. All you got to do is go to youtube.com/user/Arkle Studios, all one word, and you can find the Shameless Cash Grab there. Special shout out to the Facebook group The Gay Geek for allowing us to post our episodes on their page. And their URL is facebook.com/groups/The Gay Geek. And we must, as always, give special thanks to their moderator, Jeremiah Reeves, for allowing us to share that special content there.
Yes, thank you, Jeremiah. And lastly, we are now on Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Anchor, as well as all the places other fine podcasts can be found.
Including places we don't even know about yet.
Exactly. Also, check us out on Krypton Radio at 3 a.m. and 3 p.m. Pacific Time on Tuesdays, and listen to their other content that they have. They have some great content over on Krypton Radio, a 24-hour online radio station. Also, please rate us and review us on iTunes, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Up next week, we have Just Joe Spector from Arizona Opera.
Just Joe.
Just Joe.
He's Just
it's
Joe.
the Just
It's
Joe
Just Joe
show. And check it out for next week. Okay, that should do it for this episode of TG Geeks Webcast. Be sure to check out the article for this webcast episode. We'll have several links on the page of things we've talked about. And remember, you can comment on our Facebook page or our website, tggeeks.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. From TG Squared Studios, I'm Keith Lane. Thanks for listening. Please be kind to yourself and those around you. Peace.
Flemmy cheers.